Well, I got up about 7 a.m. this morning, and I took a shower, I ate some breakfast, sat down, and I got my broadcast set up, and I was like, let's try out Let It Die. Because that's that free-to-play game from Grasshopper.
Yeah.
You know, that was announced, you know, that's had a weird development cycle.
Yep.
I think it was even called something different a long time ago. But
yeah, it was. I don't remember.
Last Friday or PSX, last Saturday,
PSX,
they were like, "Oh, Let It Die! It's out today. It's free to play. You can go get it now." And I think we knew that it was free to play. I'll explain to you. I'll explain to you. Yeah. So I was like, "Fuck it, I'll try this out. Need to check it out," because I've been hearing stuff like whispers on the wind, like, "No, this game is legit." That's what I've been hearing, and it's free. So I tried it out, and I played it from about 8 o'clock in the morning till Nolan got here.
Yeah, I got here at like 6
today,
and he played for another. He played until like 6:45.
Fuck me.
I played this for about 10 hours today.
Jesus Christ!
And I didn't switch off. This is a free-to-play Dark Souls inspired roguelike, dungeon crawling roguelike. With a lot going on. This is by far the most ambitious game from Grasshopper Manufacture. Yeah. This is not a straightforward action game. This is an attempt to do something I think pretty remarkable. I mean, it's crazy that this is a free-to-play game, because you think mobile games where you're like tapping and shit, like this is a game that plays a lot like Dark Souls, but it's Dark Souls that's like kind of crazy and goofy with that Grasshopper Manufacture style. If you don't know who I'm talking about, they made No More Heroes, they made Killer 7, you know, they made Shadows of the Damned. They make crazy, kooky games. That is blended with Dark Souls here. And all the weird shit that you expect is in top form. I think some of the weird, crazy shit is awesome. You pick up frogs and you fucking eat them. And because fuck it.
As one does.
As one does, because you need health. And this game is tough and challenging like a Dark Souls game. The combat have a similar pace. You know, it's the kind of thing you rush in, you're fighting, you know, more than 1 or 2 people, you better just run, because fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But one-on-one, you play smart, you play... You don't,
liking all these little flippies.
You don't have to do that. That's a taunt. If anybody and everything is dangerous. So if you don't play smart and you don't play careful, if you overextend... You know, if you mistime shit, you're gonna eat shit.
Yeah, it's like Dark Souls. If you get a little too greedy, you're gonna take damage for that.
I always get greedy.
And it is very much stamina based, just like Dark Souls, except your stamina meter is this heart that you see pulsing in your body that gets more intense and brightly colored as you're running and dodging and fighting. It's just a weird kind of cool representation of a stamina meter, but it works. So this is free to play. It's a dungeon crawler. You're climbing up the floors of this tower to complete this dungeon. After 10 hours, I've made it to the 6th floor, and I think there's like 128. So I don't know.
Holy fucking shit!
But
are there bosses?
Yes, there's bosses. I encountered my second one. I beat my first one, it's really cool. It's fast-paced. There's lots of platforming and verticality and stuff, which you don't actually... I mean, you see verticality in Dark Souls, but you're like running and jumping over gaps and stuff. It's actually kind of fun to do. I'm getting kind of fucked here. You got to be careful. If you get surrounded, you're screwed. One of the things I really like about this game, there's a lot of cool, fun weapons to use and stuff. Like, one of my favorite weapons, it's just an iron. An iron that you hit a dude with and you blast steam in his fucking face. Huge steam clouds that like stun him. There's weird, kind of cool weapons like that.
You're telling me you could like iron his face off?
Yeah. Like in your you have a meter that builds up. You can kind of do more powerful moves with that meter, and one of them is to you like iron his face off until he dies, and it's pretty fucking cool looking. Lots of cool animations. There's some like suplexes and stuff. I mean, what would it be, a Suda game without some dope ass suplexes and shit? No, all that's in here. But the meta game is so fucking addicting because there's so much loot, so much skills. Now let me explain kind of its structure, because it's a little weird. This is a free-to-play game. I mean, the stuff you're buying is these obviously your special currency that you see in a lot of free-to-play games. In this case, it can instantly revive you if you die. And the reason you might want to do that is because if you die, it is like a roguelike. You have to go back to the dungeon, go back to that floor, and fight yourself to get your shit back, kind of like Zombie U.
Fight yourself?
Fight yourself.
Yeah. Where you were when you died, you have to go and fight yourself to get your shit back.
Very much like Zombie U. Or you can like spend money to revive them, but that's money that you want to be using on other stuff. This is when
I showed up and you unlocked the door for me. So
sorry, but I popped back in. Live show, folks. Well, this is pre-recorded. But I have not spent a dime, and I don't feel like I need to. It's the kind of thing where, it's a very tense game where you've been alive for a long time, and you're like, oh, okay, I need to wrap this up. I need to get to a safe place and kind of bank all this shit, all the money and stuff I've earned, because I don't want to die and have to, pay money to get it back or fight to get it back. And so it's the kind of thing where I would die when I was really close to like an elevator to get back to my home base, and I was like, fuck it. I'm going to use this special currency to revive myself because I really need to get back. You don't have to. The game is designed to where you don't have to play it that way. It almost seems, this package, there seems like so much going on that I can't believe this is free to play. It's shocking to me because I'm getting this, quite frankly, like awesome experience without spending a dime. And that doesn't happen unless it's a crappy mobile game. Yeah. And I totally intend to play more of this game. As far as some of the other weird features in this game,
I was gonna say that Brad hasn't even gotten to the meta game when you're not in the dungeon.
Yeah,
there's
so you're not just one character. You have several characters that you can level up. They're different classes, kind of vaguely different classes. Like right now, I'm playing a collector who can actually hold more stuff in your inventory. Yeah, because when you're dungeon crawling, you want to be able to take more shit back. Her stats are slightly less though, but that's the trade-off. There's classes like in that sense. Now, the thing is, you have kind of like this home base where you do all your shit, your crafting weapons and stuff. And
I wanted to say really one of my favorite things about this is when you go between floors and stuff.
The loading.
The loading screen, it will show you everything you did on the floor, like how your character moved around, kind of like Evolve.
All your kills, every pickup.
If you look at your character, it also shows you when you picked up items and when you switched things. I think it's a really cool representation of everything you just did while it's loading. It's just like a nice little like treat. Really and once again, like Brad was saying, like I'm surprised this isn't a free-to-play game.
This is like I said, their biggest, most ambitious game.
I wonder when they decided to make this free to play. I wonder if they.
And if like Nick, I will answer that very easily. Free to play games often make way more money than games you pay for out of pocket.
Also, Gung Ho.
But the game has to lend itself to the design.
And Gung Ho published this game. They're a major mobile developer in Japan.
Okay.
I think they maybe even bought Grasshopper. Possibly, they're a huge company. So here's the other weird thing: is you have all these characters, you're doing all these runs, you're going up these floors, fighting these bosses, but there's this layer of very much like the Metal Gear Solid 5 base defense, where you're using your characters and a cross between the pawns from Dragon's Dogma. When you're exploring these dungeons, you'll run into characters from other people's games that either they died there. And they've become sort of an NPC in your level. It's kind of like being invaded in Dark Souls, but it's AI.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, you can invade other people's home base.
Yeah.
And try to kidnap their characters and actually take them back to your home base. You literally put them in your bathroom prison, like lock them in a stall, and over time, if that person doesn't go into your game to get their guy back or pay a ransom, he becomes yours. Well, one of your characters that's just part of your party that you can use to send out to other people's games, that you can use to defend your base, that you can even select to go, to level up and go on explore the dungeon. It's just really crazy that you're literally getting off a train, showing up in another person's game, knocking a dude out, just fucking picking up that dude and hoofing it back to the fucking train because you just stole a guy. And that dude is like just gone from that other person's game.
That's cool.
It's fucking intense, man. And I'm really nervous that I'm gonna turn my game on and like some of my characters might be gone and I might have to pay the ransom or just go try to get them back. And there's like this whole meta game going on too where I've joined the Texas team and apparently Texas's biggest enemy right now is Germany. So like we're going up against Germany and a lot of other countries, but they're like our sworn enemy right now. You know, it kind of makes sense that Texas would be like, Germany is the bad matches. But
Brad, there's a very large German population in Texas.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Like
Texas
New
was built-
Braunfels. New Braunfels, just like, you know, 45 minutes south of here, is like super German.
Yeah, that's true.
Dude.
Texas has a wonderful tradition of German.
So we have
immigrant
first-hand
culture.
reasons to hate Germans. I'm just kidding. As a joke. California's kicking the shit out of New York. But it's nice. Like the game is a fucking treat. I don't know what to say. I'm addicted. I think it's legitimately fun to play. And
Would you say this game blew your titties off?
blew my titties. I mean, not enough in my titties apparently, but you know. It's, man, I think more people need to try it. There is very low entry because it's free.
Yeah. And so,
So,
Brad, we
I really would like it to be cheaper.
We were talking about this before the show, and I saw it during PSX, and then I looked into it a little bit afterwards. And the reason I haven't started it is because I think I'd be in a situation like you, and that I would probably play like 10 hours of it a day when I can't. Like, there's just too many other games I need to be playing. That's like the frustration I'm in. We had to send Chris Davis our Game of the Year list, our top 10 preliminary list. I included my top 10 and then a list of like 25 games that are potential contenders for my top 10, but I haven't played enough of them to put them even as like, it's just like there are too many fucking games.
This is now another one I have to worry about because fuck, I can't just stop playing this and ignore it because it's a 2016 game and this shit is dope as fuck. It's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like I have like every single one of your weapons, even though it's a roguelike and you can lose characters and you potentially have to start up level 1, all your masteries, like by using weapons, you level up.
So the more you use a weapon, the better you get at it.
Like an Elder Scrolls game.
Yeah.
And there's so many different weapon types that, like, sure enough, I'm like level 12 in irons. And it doesn't matter what character I play, what level they are, they'll always be good at irons, and that's pretty nice because it gives you that feeling of it has enough sense of permanence that to where losing a character doesn't feel like the end of the world. And I feel like that's important in a roguelike or a roguelite or whatever you want to call it. As opposed to something like Binding of Isaac, where if you die, you are back to square one every time, pretty much. Or even Binding of Isaac has a little bit because you unlock characters.
You unlock characters and new items, but for the most part, you lose almost everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And
I'll download this.
It's-
I don't know when I'll play it, but it's free, so I might as well, right?
it's got a really cool style. It's in a game within a game, and you pull out of the game, and you're like in some
Like almost like a mall,
and like an
or something?
arcade kind of thing.
Okay,
and there's like
a fountain.
The person who gives you quests is like this very disinterested girl who works behind the counter. She's like, I don't know anything about this game, but here's some quests. And she's always on her phone talking about her boyfriend. It's very Suda. It's Suda meets Dark Souls, and it worked. And it's free to play. I think this is what Deep Down was supposed to be. Because remember when Deep Down was supposed to be like, this is a free to play dungeon crawler, and we were all like, oh, that doesn't sound good. I don't want it to be free to play. Free to play means bad.
Yeah.
This is proof that free to play does not mean bad. Well, who's to say once I get to floor 80, maybe I'll be like, spending,
Maybe you'll just want to die.
throwing cash at this game because fuck that. But after 10 hours, I'm begging for more.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to hear. I wasn't expecting such a positive reaction to it. I haven't been able to watch the feed all day, so I wasn't sure how you were taking it. So that's good to hear.